Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to share a life update. We are getting ready to move from the West Coast all the way to the East Coast, and I am super excited because I'm moving closer to my family, closer to the beach, and all of my West Coast friends know how much I've missed. I enjoy the mountains and everything on the West Coast, but I really miss the East Coast, being closer to my family. So I'm just so excited to be moving back. And it just goes to show, when you pray for something, my poor husband, I've been complaining about moving. Like, I want to be closer to family, and I just like the East Coast better, and it's finally happening. We've been on the West Coast almost 3 years, 2.5 to 3 years now. So I am just super excited to be moving back. So I just wanted to share that quick update with you. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, because I'll probably share a video on how the trip goes from moving our family. I have 4 kids, so driving all the way from the West Coast to the East Coast. So make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date with how the move goes. I'll probably share how that goes as well. And I'm not going to share the exact location, because my husband, he is not a fan of social media, so he likes to keep some things private. So I won't share the exact location, but those of you that are close to me, family and friends, you know exactly where we're moving to. But so yeah, I just wanted to share that quick life update with you. And this video is going to be about my fitness journey. You know, I thought it was a perfect time, because I've been packing. And I found some old pictures, some old pictures that I'm going to share with you, because a lot of my social media friends and a lot of people that I know, they don't know that I used to be very overweight. So I know my body is not perfect. You know, I'm not a fitness model or anything, but my body is not perfect by any means. But if you know my story, if you know where I have come from as far as my weight, ups and downs. If you went to high school with me, you know I used to be a chunky girl. And my family knows I was very overweight. So I just wanted to share that with you, because I used to be very ashamed to share my fat girl pictures. I used to be ashamed to share that, but I thought about it. You know, it's like, that's part of my story, part of my life journey. It's part of me, you know, part of my experiences in life. I got very overweight, and why not share that with other people to maybe inspire someone? So I got up to be like 220 pounds. Yes, 220 pounds. I was wearing like a size, at my biggest, I was like at a size 18, 20. So I got really, really big. But I guess I'll start like with how I think my bad eating habits started. I think, you know, as a kid, I pretty much was a pretty healthy weight. I didn't start gaining weight until after I lost my dad. My dad died when I was about 9, got in a really bad car accident. My father passed away. So as a kid, I was pretty healthy, you know. I was in cheerleading, and I was a tomboy. I liked to play outside and jump rope, ride my bike. I was always outside. So I was a pretty healthy kid. But after my father passed away, I think that's when I started to gain the weight. My mom decided to move to Kansas City, where my uncle was. My uncle offered to help my mom, to help take care of me and my brother. So I think that's when I started to eating. I think I was emotionally eating. I didn't know that's what I was doing, but that's when I started to gain a lot of weight. And I was overweight from middle school to about high school. High school, I was like at a size 14, like at a size 12, 14. And I always struggled with weight. My first job was at Amigos in the Bannister Mall. If you're from Kansas City, you remember Bannister Mall, but my very first job was at Amigos. I gained a lot of weight then because I have access to free food, and I just didn't know how to eat healthy. I thought just by limiting the food that you ate, that would help you lose weight. So I would just struggle. Like my first job every Friday, like I'll tell you what my fat girl meal was. Every Friday after work, when I got paid, I would get a Whopper, a large fry, a large strawberry shake. Actually, two Whoppers. I would get two Whoppers, eat it all. Two Whoppers. This was my fat girl meal. Two Whoppers, a strawberry shake, a large fry, and two apple pies. Eat it all. Eat it all. And I would also eat at Popeyes. I would get like a 4-piece fried chicken. I would get extra biscuits. The large beans and rice and a soda. And then I would go walking on the weekend, just go walking like maybe once or twice a week, and then wonder why I can't lose weight. Like, I just didn't know the right way to lose weight. I didn't know how important it was to feed your body the right kinds of foods. So as I've gotten older, I've learned how to do that. I didn't know about calorie deficiency. You have to burn more calories than what you're eating. I didn't know about the calorie deficiency. I didn't know the right kind of foods to fuel your body. I didn't know how sugar can convert to fat and carbs. And I just didn't know about any of that. I would just eat terrible and then go on a walk and wonder why I can't lose weight. I wasn't lifting any weights. I would do like a few sit-ups here and there, but I didn't know like how to burn fat. So I'll go through these pictures with you. So back to the emotional eating. I was emotionally eating. I didn't know that's what I was doing. Whenever I felt stressed or worried, I would just eat. I didn't realize that that's what I was doing. And throughout high school and young adulthood, that's what I would do. But I started to actually lose weight in high school, but I didn't know how to do it the healthy way. I didn't know. I would eat like baked cookies in the morning, and then I would skip lunch, and then for dinner when I would come home, I would have the ramen noodles and I would not put the seasoning packet in. I would just put a little bit of butter and lightly salted. So I was hardly eating anything. I was hardly eating any fruits and vegetables, but I started to lose weight. So that was my way of losing weight, just like restricting my food. I would starve myself, and then when I did eat really bad, I would exercise. So that was like my way of losing weight. So and then I got in a really bad relationship a little bit before my oldest son, and I just got to be my biggest. I'll go through these pictures here. This picture here, I was at my biggest. I got to be I remember this jumpsuit, this purple jumpsuit. It was from Lane Bryant. I was like a size 20 here. And then this picture, I was about almost a size 22. And if you notice, I don't even have a full body picture. When I got to be that big, I would say, don't take a full body, just take just a headshot. So, but you can see like from my arms and my face how big I was. I don't even look like myself, but that was at my biggest. And that's when I got really, really big, just going through the stress of that relationship. And I don't even want to get into details, but it was just a bad experience. I think we all have those stories that we can share with people, bad relationships that we've been in, but I got to be my biggest. I was already big. So this was even before kids. So I was a size 22 even before kids. So I lost the weight by my bad, weight loss habits, just restricting food. And then when I would eat bad, I would just exercise really, really crazy. And then I had my first son. Elijah. And I got to be like a 235. Oh my God, I can't believe that. But this was me holding Elijah. But yeah, I remember this was just a really, really challenging time in my life. And I did lose some of the weight after having him. I breastfed. I remember doing a little bit of walking. I wasn't really, still not having a regular workout routine. And I finally left that relationship and moved back home. Pretty much started my life all over. This is me in my apartment. I moved back home. I found a job within like a month. I moved out. My grandma was like, "You don't need to move out. You stay with us." But I just really wanted my own space and just my own peace. And I just really, really needed that. Just like that time alone I just needed peace and quiet. Just after leaving that bad relationship, I just really needed that time to just I just needed that space and that peace and that quiet. But this is me in my apartment. As you can see, I have nothing in there. I moved back home. I had like a few important papers, documents, and I had my baby. I had a TV and a blanket. You can see my apartment was totally empty. It was just me and Elijah, and I just remember that was like one of the most happiest times in my life. Even though I didn't have anything, I was happy, so I just will always remember that. And I think going through that experience helped me to appreciate that my husband that I'm with now. This is Anthony. I've been married to my husband Anthony for about 15 years, and no, he's not perfect. No, I'm not perfect. No, our marriage is not perfect. But I think going through that experience has helped me to appreciate a good man, not to sweat the small stuff. And so, yeah, my husband has been with Elijah since he was only 18 months. So he's like that. Elijah is 16 now. So he's been in Elijah's life since he was 18 months. So I'm really thankful for that. And this picture is a picture of me and my first son with my husband now. That's little Anthony. Me and Elijah, we're at the beach. And as you can see, I lost a lot more weight. I got it down to maybe this here. I think I'm like a size 10, maybe a size 8 or 10. But even though I lost the weight, I still was not working out, and I still was really, really restricting food. I would go days not eating hardly anything. And then when I did eat, I would work out like a maniac to try to burn the calories off. So still not really eating a healthy diet or working out or anything like that. And then it wasn't until I had my third son. This is Adonai. It's Adonai right there in the middle. But that's after I started working out. Then I said, you know what, I'm going to lose weight. After I had Adonai, I told myself, I'm going to lose weight the right way. I'm going to eat right. I'm going to exercise. And I don't want to like restrict my food. I want to eat a healthy diet. I just want to be a healthy person. So I started working out with Jillian Michaels. I don't know. I'm sure a ton of you know who she is. The Biggest Loser coach, and just tons of workout videos. So I started working out maybe 3 or 4 times a week with Jillian Michaels DVDs. So I started working out with her. I started jogging. So that after I had my third son is when I started to get into fitness and being healthy. I wanted to be healthy. I didn't want to just be small. I wanted to be fit and healthy. So that's when I started working out. And then I got into running. I have a few pictures when I got into running. That was a challenge. So I got into the DVDs, working out and doing the strength and the circuit training. And then I got into running. I joined a mommy's group where the moms would meet up and we would work out with our little babies. And one of the leaders, I forgot her name, but she would run. And I would ask her about her runs and her races. And she just really inspired me to get into running. So I could not run at all. So I started walking a little bit, and I would jog for a minute. And then I would try to up the amount of time that I would jog. And every run, I would just challenge myself to run longer. One run, I would run for maybe 2 minutes and then walk. And then the next run, okay, let's see if I can run for 3 minutes and then walk. And I just slowly built up my endurance to run, and I started running in races. I ran in my first half marathon. If you guys look on my channel, I actually documented my very first half marathon. I did that probably 2 years ago. So a half marathon, if you don't know, is 13 miles. So 13 miles I ran, and I actually finished. So that was like a big fitness accomplishment for me. And then after that, I started getting into yoga. I've always kind of practiced yoga. I had a DVD. What was her name? I forget. Jeanette Jenkins. Jeanette Jenkins, Power Yoga. I started practicing with her DVD at home. And then I would practice. Jillian Michaels had a few yoga DVDs, and I would practice with her. And I just always loved yoga because I just really enjoyed it, because you were still toning your muscles, but it was very, very relaxing. I love the stretching and how it stretched your muscles. So I just really got into it. And then once we moved to the West Coast, I started practicing at yoga studios, like actually going to other studios. I would always practice at home. And so I started practicing at actual yoga studios, and I just loved it. It was just nice to get away and just really get into your yoga practice and to meet other yogis and other yoga teachers. And the yoga studio where I practiced, she offered, and she's so special to me. Her name is Melissa Martinez. Shout out to Melissa if you're watching this. But she will always be special to me because she is like my first yoga teacher, and I took her yoga teacher training, and that's when I got my certification to be a registered yoga teacher. So that was just a great journey. It really helped to open me up, and it helped me to gain more confidence in teaching in a studio setting. So that really, really helped me to grow and into being a teacher. I'm still growing. You know, I still don't feel comfortable adjusting people. I don't like touching people in my classes. So that's still a challenge. You're always learning. So yeah, I got my certification in teaching yoga, and then I started sharing my yoga practice on Instagram. There were these yoga challenges that you can share. Every day you share a yoga pose, and I would share that, and it was just a lot of fun. It was just nice to look at other yogis and look at their practice, and they would inspire you. And I love the breathing part of yoga. And so now I have a mesh of just fitness. I love to run. I love to do the circuit training and weights. I do weight training, and I love to practice yoga. So that is where I am now. And so now I do all of those things, and I've met some great friends along the way that have taught me some things about health and fitness and healthy ways of eating. And so it's just been a fun journey to be where I am today. And I know my body is not perfect, but considering being a size 20 and weighing 220 something pounds, actually I got to 230, and then I'm at like a size 6 now. I weigh about 140 to 145. That's pretty healthy weight for me. I'm never going to be like a size 2, and I'm I'm fine with that. I just want to be healthy, and that's what's most important to me. So that's where I am now. I'm just focusing on, I don't like to run long marathon races anymore. Now my cardio is just maybe 2 to 3 miles to make sure I get my cardio in. I like to practice yoga 3 to 4 times a week, and also my strength training, my weights. I do that about 3 or 4 times a week as well. So I'm always struggling to find balance, but that's pretty much my fitness routine now. And as far as my diet, I pretty much eat a vegetarian diet, not vegan. I don't think I could ever do vegan. But I guess my tips for words of encouragement for anyone that's trying to lose weight is to really take a look at your diet. Maybe go see a dietitian and figure out how many calories you should be eating a day. How many calories you should be eating a day, and minus how many calories do you need to minus that to lose weight. So you need a calorie deficiency to actually lose weight. And also the calories that you're eating, you want to make sure that they're well balanced calories. You don't want to just eat calories and junk food. You want to make sure you're eating the proper amounts of fruits and vegetables, the right amount of carbs. You want to eat healthy carbs like sweet potatoes, whole wheat breads, and certain fruits have carbs. Bananas have carbs. You want to make sure you're getting the right amount of protein. You want to make sure you're drinking a lot of water every day. You want to make sure that you're getting enough, you don't want to eat a lot of sugar. You want to have natural sweets like fruits, and just making sure you're drinking lots of water. Macros, eating like a macros diet, figuring out what that is for you. You can look up how many macros you should be eating. And macros just mean the amount of carbs, the amount of sugars, the amount of fats, the amount of proteins. It calculates it's not just calories, it's the amount of a well-balanced diet pretty much. So how many carbs you should be eating, how much protein you should be eating, how much sugar you should have in a day, sodium, all of those things. You need to calculate that and figure out what that is for you. There's tons of calculations that you can find online, but basically you need to find out how many calories you should be eating per day and how many you should be burning. So how many calories do you need to eat a day to lose weight? And then also to keep a regular workout routine. So if you are just a person that doesn't work out at all, even just walking every day and a few weights is good, but you want to make sure you're challenging yourself every time. You want to be to where you can hardly talk and breathe. You want to be feeling hot. You want to be sweating. You need to be like really, really challenging yourself. HIIT workouts are really, really good. HIIT workouts are where you burn as many calories as you can, high intensity, like lunges and squats and push-ups. You do that for a few seconds and then you rest. And then you burn up the calories, get up to a really fast pace where you can hardly breathe or talk, and then you rest. And then maybe finish with a walk or a jog. You know, I have a HIIT workout video that I shared a few weeks ago. So that is another way to really, really burn calories. But just make sure you're working out on a regular, and then your diet is so important. You can work out all day, but if you're eating bad, then you're not going to lose weight. So really, really focus on your diet. I've made that mistake to where I think I can eat whatever I want as long as I'm working out and I'll lose weight. No, you're not gonna out work out a bad diet. You have to eat right. 70% of it is your diet. So you really want to look at how you're eating. Try not to eat out a lot. You want to try to cook more, cook your own foods. So you know what's in your food. So try to cut back on eating out. When you get salads, maybe have your salad dressing on the side. As far as drinks, maybe don't drink sodas and juices. If you do drink juices, make sure it's like a fresh juice that you made or that you got from a health food store, like an organic juice. But and also watching your sodium, make sure you're not getting too much sodium. And healthy fats, you want to have healthy fats like avocados, nuts. Watch your nut intake also. That can creep up on you too. So you do want to watch your nut intake. Because I love nuts. I love cashews and pecans and those are they're healthy fats, but you still, everything in moderation. So even if you're eating healthy fats, you still want to, that's why the macros are so important. So take time to Google, how do I calculate my macros for my body type? So those are my tips, and just stay consistent. This has been a journey for me. So I know that I'm not the perfect body, but hey, I've lost, 235 to 140. What is that? That's like 80 pounds. Let's see. So yeah, so about 80 pounds I have kept off. And that's also having babies too. So no, I know I'm not like a fitness model, and I know I don't have the perfect body, but considering I've had 4 kids, and even before kids I was very overweight, I'm proud of myself for keeping that weight off. And I've just been consistent. I'll have my days when I don't eat the best, and then I'll have my days when I do. It's just about balance. So don't beat yourself up when you have a bad day. Just keep going to the gym, keep practicing. If you're practicing yoga, just stay consistent and don't feel discouraged, and know that it's a journey. It's not going to come off like that. It's going to take time to lose weight. Just stay consistent. Just really focus on being a healthier person. Don't eat out all the time. Don't eat fast food all the time. You want to be cooking your own foods, eating whole foods, and whole foods just mean foods that come from the earth. You don't want to be eating a lot of processed foods, and processed foods are just foods that are pre-packaged. Those usually have a ton of sodium in there. So get fresh veggies and fruits and lean meats. If you're eating meat, lean meats, and watch your sodium intake, watch your sugar intake, and eat healthy fats. So those are my tips for anyone that is trying to lose weight. So guys, thanks so much for taking the time to listen to my story and just share my journey with you. And I hope this has encouraged anyone that is, I don't know, going through a challenging time in life. This too shall pass. So if you're going through a challenging time in life, and if you were like me, you're like an emotional eater, just maybe think of something different you can do. Maybe I'll go on a walk, or maybe I'll go work out with a friend, or go practice yoga, or just find something else productive to do. Keep positive, encouraging people in your life. Always be learning about the best way that you should be eating for your body type, and just kind of assess how you do on different diets and different ways that you work out. Everyone is different. So what worked for me may not work for you. What worked for your friend may not work for you. So just kind of pay attention to what works for your body and just stay consistent. Whatever you do, just stay consistent and don't get discouraged. It does take time. So make sure you subscribe to my channel so you guys know how our move goes. I'm super excited about that. And I'll keep you guys posted on how that goes. It's going to be interesting traveling from the West Coast all the way to the East Coast. So I'm just super excited though. But again, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, even share, or subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys on my next video. Peace.